Hi there, it's Susan Horvath. It's August the 22nd, 2022. I just wanted to update you with what's going on in my, let's say, destroyed life and health. Okay, where did we leave off? The second motion I had won. I now won the third motion, which was last Friday, where the defense are trying to say that my case against Wettlaufer, that's one file, and the case against the nursing homes, directors, managers, owners, are the same, which they're not. So they wanted to connect the two, amalgamate the two, so that there would be one file. And I could not believe the defense lawyer, especially it was the attorney for the Ontario Nurses Association. How she spoke with the judge just blew my mind. I don't know. I come from a different day and time where we respected the judges. And the way she spoke and everything, oh my God, and grappling for her words to try to win and make no sense at all. And I'm amazed. I'm really amazed that the judge listened as long as he did. But nevertheless, they lost that argument as well. What really bothers me, though, is today I had to see the ambulance again. My blood pressure is swimming at 225 over 115. That's getting up there. And very dizzy, can't see, breathing rapidly. I was driving and, I had to try to make it to my mom's today. And then the ambulance came out and it's really high and I'm not on any kind of drugs or anything like that. And now they're telling me that I have to get on blood pressure pills because I could stroke out. Yes, that is the situation. This internally bothers me very badly because these defense lawyers that I've been dealing with are showing, I know they have a job. They have to defend the nursing home owners so that the staff can continue on killing and abusing seniors. Of course, that's the job. But in the meantime, they've murdered my father. They're not even thinking they're accountable. They're treating me like I'm the enemy. I am the bad guy. Meanwhile, no, I am the victim. And a victim I really am. And today what really pissed me off is I'm reading CTV from the past videos. And because I'm having a lawsuit against the nursing homes and everything for $12.5 million, that's what the lawyer had put in, so many people are giving comments, oh, she's after the money. Yeah, I knew it when I seen her. She's after the money. And I'm going, is this for real? Oh, yeah, I forgot. People are really cruel and mean and they don't care. I'm sorry. I should have remembered. Yeah, am I going after money? Let me tell you something. My health has been so bad. Imagine being a daughter and your father dies in August of 2014. Imagine. Now, imagine that you see he's in a diabetic coma, but the hospital is looking at you square in the eye and saying, it's pneumonia. It's pneumonia. Okay, I didn't buy it. I don't buy things. I don't trust people to begin with. I've been so disappointed, you have no idea, in my lifetime. Anyway, that's what the hospital tells me with a straight face. My mother believed it, pneumonia. Okay, Dad died of pneumonia. And yet, 2 years later, the police come to my mom's house and I was there and they said that my dad was murdered by a caregiver, which is basically another way of saying a Ontario registered nurse amongst many other serial killer nurses because they're out there. And I'm not being paranoid. We had an investigation for 2.5 years, long-term care inquiry with Judge Eileen Galiz, who's now in the appeal courts as a judge, and lawyers and everybody. We even had somebody come in from California who said, why don't people talk about all the murders going on in the medical industry to patients? And I'm going in my head, because it's by design. It's population control. The pharmacists make really great money. Drug clinical studies on the old. I'm right. Anyway, it just really bothers me so much that people can be always so negative or so jealous or so angry. I'm not winning a lottery. I might not even make it. My health is very, very bad. Anybody who's so dizzy as I am and can't stand up at blood pressure 225 over 115 isn't faking it. I'll tell you that. And also, I lost my home. I'm losing my mom because she's just like completely out of it, poor thing. I lost my home. I lost my dogs during all of this. I've also lost my opportunity to go back to my business in 2016 after I would have had an arthritic hip operation. So I am not the bad guy here. I am not doing this for money. Am I doing it for money to win money? Yes, I am. You damn right I am. Because these stakeholders and long-term care companies, because that's what they are, they're a business, they have never been accountable for nothing. And when the government was talking to me and all the other people whose families have been murdered, and the governments at the time, the health ministers at the time and everything, prime minister, they all said, oh, we're going to do something with the healthcare industry. Long-term care is our very first goal, yes. Nothing has happened. I've talked to companies out there who say they're long-term care advocate companies. They're not doing a thing. Are they a shell company and just sitting back and, going with the motions, telling people they're going to do something? No. I lost my business. I've lost my health. I've lost my marketability for the last 9 years. And the worst part here is that now Miss Wettlaufer, the serial killer nurse, is nicely protected by our government, Corrections Canada, and nicely, coincidentally, has been sent over to Montreal, Quebec. I sent, with what little money I have left, following civil procedure and self-representing my case, I sent all the different legal documents, trial records, you name it, to her, for her to respond. And even the people who delivered it, the bailiffs in Montreal too, Pinel Institute, where Miss Wettlaufer is hiding out from me and from my lawsuit. I'm amazed that the government really thinks we're stupid. Anyway, yeah, she did not respond. And now the judge is saying, well, that's undefended. And therefore, since she didn't answer you and respond, it's an undefended case. So I will be gracious and give you 2 hours, January the 3rd, 2023, for you to write up what she owes you and your relationship with your dad and all this and that. Is anybody taking this serious, that my father was murdered? I've been trying to talk to many lawyers. All of them are defense. They don't care. I'm trying to talk to people within the long-term care industry. They don't care. Then I call a real popular lawyer who's in the long-term advocacy lawyer clinic or team. She was even there in the long-term care inquiry. She shuns me away. What is it with everybody? Is everybody just wanting the seniors to die? And the medical serial killers, which there's several. Wettlaufer was the only one that came forward. That's why this is historical and it's unprecedented. But there's many medical serial killers. Many in hospitals, in long-term care homes. You don't know. They're asking questions about you. They tag your age, health problems, COVID, and they use anything they possibly can to wipe you out. Because A, you're getting pension, which is way too much that the government doesn't want to pay people anymore that are elderly. And since you're not contributing to society, and then there's just, it's all about money. You're a liability if you're not paying taxes to the government. I've learned a lot, and I'm really sorry I'm so animated right now, talking a little bit more strongly than I normally talk, but that's because my life and many other people's lives have been screwed up, and many people's families are being murdered, and many people are suffering, and nothing is being done about it. The reason I want my lawsuits to go forward, and I'm probably living as long as I can for it, is so that maybe the judge that's sitting in the entire courtroom can see that I've got enough spine to wait this long, use up all my financial resources, live in an RV, not a house, people, not a house, not a motel room, can't afford it, in an RV. Summer, spring, winter, and fall. And it does get very cold in the fall. Yes, that's my life. Thank you, Meadow Park. Thank you, government. And thank you for all the caring PSWs and nurses that looked after my father. Yes, thank you so much to the administrators who hired Wettlaufer. And thank you to the union who actually convinced the long-term care home to write a reference letter so that Wettlaufer could be hired in Meadow Park from Crescent Care. How corrupt is that? Is that corrupt? You have a serial killer, you have a nurse who's mentally unstable since she started to be a nurse, and they're writing grievance letters that she's so wonderful, so nice, highly recommended. Wow. Where are we living? Are we living in a country that doesn't care about seniors for real? Are we having all these advocacy groups all just building everywhere and saying they care so much? We now have a nurse that wrote a book on long-term care. Imagine that. Okay, and it's talking about, how great the nursing homes are. Are you kidding me? I have people that are reaching out to me because I've studied so much about this. I'm in this hell. And I've helped out those families see certain forms and documents that the long-term care should be giving them. But instead, all they see is an old parent or family sleeping a lot. Meanwhile, they're drugged. Then they see a family member that dies. Suddenly they go in, pretty good spirits, whatever, for their age or illness. They're gone in no time. I have oodles of people like that telling me the stories that I'm going to subpoena to my trial if I make it. I can't even speak. I'm so broken. I'm so broken. My treatment I'm getting from the defense and how people are looking at this and how I'm getting responses on this old CTV stuff I did. I was going through it where they're just saying, is it about the money? Or it's, she's just about the money. Like, who are you to say that? You're not going through what I'm going through. You're not standing up waiting years and years to try to put a dent in some kind of precedent, are you? No, you're not. You guys are just gossiping and able to say stuff about me because you think I'm doing a windfall. First of all, if anybody had a brain, just a small one, it's blood money. It's money that is owed to my life for being destroyed, and it's owed to many other people who did not last or had lawyers that didn't take them serious. And they're out of pocket, of money, of suffering of their loved one. Yeah, so don't be talking so much bad about me that I'm a bad guy or I'm after money. You bet I'm after money in the sense that it is owed to me for the suffering and the loss that I've gone through. And I hate to say, I owned a business where I worked very hard so I could make a very decent, above average lifestyle. And I did not know it was such a crime. I've got lawyers here. One lies, the other is unethical, the other is trying to get intellectual property. You can't imagine what I've been going through. It's unreal. And I thank God for the judges, the 3 judges in these motions. I can just thank God that these judges had enough sense and logic that they could see just how prejudice is going against me. So anyway, if I die before this, it's definitely my anxiety and my stress and my distrust and my disgust. My disgust in all these different advocacy groups and all kinds of governmental officials. They don't give a shit about the long-term care. What they care about, though, is that the shareholders and stakeholders keep on paying their really huge taxes and everything. That's what they care about. So anyway, January the 3rd, I am so fortunate as a Canadian citizen that I have 2 hours with a judge in London to describe to him my relationship with my father and how much I am being owed financially from Miss Wettlaufer for the many, many damages she herself independently caused me, not to mention the other damages from the second lawsuit, okay? So that'll be January the 3rd for Miss Wettlaufer. Of course, she's not answering because she's being told not to answer. I went through this before with Corrections Canada. They won't let me see her, talk to her. She's a key witness. She wanted to talk to me. She's got a lot of information that could sink a lot of people in this long-term care companies that I'm suing and directors and managers. She could tell you a tale of stories, but she's being told to. And there you go. Maybe she's a good girl. She might get out of jail earlier, considering she's not really in jail. She's in an institution where there's, tennis and, or what was it, games and recreation and internet and everything. She's doing really well. Yeah. So anyway, that's going to be January 3rd, me, myself, and I with the judge, because he said I will forbid a jury. Because I went and got the transcripts, and I'm paying for that too in my disability CPP, which is all I'm living out of right now. But you know what? Don't you worry about that, right? Because if I lie or die, nobody really gives a shit. I'm doing this for myself, my dad, my family, and hopefully this will resonate to other people, and they can start suing these long-term care private homeowners, homeowners, and also look at the government long-term care. Take a look at what's going on. But anyway, with that said, and then I think September 2023 is going to be supposedly a pre-trial where the judge and everybody will come together, and they're probably going to do a, real squash and I don't even know, on me saying, oh, your case doesn't hold any water, so we're not going to be giving you any money, sorry. Or, yeah, we'll give you $50,000, which I think I'd throw up. So anyway, this is what's going to be with the pretrial. What should happen is they should be accountable. They know the damage they're doing to me and have done to my life. And even though they don't care, they should be offering a very lucrative offer for me to not go to the third step, which would be the trial, January the 8th, 2024. Yes, which the judge has taken her, I believe they said 4 weeks for that trial. And in that trial, you're going to see me, the victim, that has the ambulance out today, again, with stroke level blood pressure because of all this. And you'll see them attacking me. Well, Miss Horvath, you're not suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a car crash you had in 2012. Or, Miss Horvath, you've always had anxiety as a child. It's your upbringing. No, it's my father who was murdered. Not my boyfriend, not a friend, not a long-term acquaintance down the road, not an employee I worked with, not someone I knew socially. My father, my dad, my father, the one I looked up to for many different things, and at other times we did not get along. This is normal. But that was my dad who got murdered. My friend just had his grandfather gone. You have no idea how this is happening out there. Like crazy. I'm trying to stop it. If I make it, I'm trying to stop it. And of course, there's always that other opportunity where they can find me and, kill me off and say that Susan passed on from all her stress and anxiety of her father's murder and the court case. So there's all kinds of things that can still happen to Susan, because January the 8th, 2024 is a long way away. But I thank God for some close friends that are letting me, helping me out in certain ways. Anyway, I can't talk again because this is just getting ridiculous that I have to keep explaining myself. I've reached out to media, mainstream media. They won't even touch me. Matter of fact, one person at CTV said, but we need to have a story, Susan, to put it on the air. Are you kidding me? There is such a story here that I could tell. So I'm reaching out to alternative media now, actually. And they're sounding like they're going to be very interested. And I already spoke to a ex-CTV director that I knew who's out of CTV for several reasons. And good for him. And so anyway, he's also given me some tips because he believes in me and what I'm trying to do alone. No help, no lawyer, no media. So I'm just trying my best, and I would appreciate if anybody wants to email me. I'm at goodday84@ymail.com. Now, that email gets censored, oddly enough, and there's things missing. So you can also email another alternative email of a person that I use it. It's professional6565@protonmail.com. Or my phone number, 519-702-8858. Contact me if you have a real plaintiff-sided lawyer who's not doing everything for any political bias. Or if you want to help me with anything you possibly can. Because I'm also fighting indirectly for your family, your sisters, brothers, yourself. If I get a stroke and if something happens to me, they surely don't want me around because I am suing the Ontario Nurses Association. Damn right I am. And I'm suing the woman who recruited Wettlaufer, ha ha ha, as she told me about it so proudly. And just the people that I have in my lawsuit, really. They deserve it. Actually, personally, I think they deserve to go to jail. The negligence is out of this world, what they created, and the death and the harm and the suffering of all these people. So with that said, I'm done talking, and I don't know what more to tell you. I just hope if there's a way you can help me sincerely, great. If not, I'm on my own and I'll keep on going. Have a good day.